Wow guys, welcome to a beautiful day here in Wales at the homestead. I'm so happy you're joining us whilst we're picking some radishes. Look at these are some of the most juicy radishes I've ever harvested. And radishes were one of the first crops I ever grew about 4 years ago. And that moment of harvesting my first radish was all I needed to know how captivating and how incredibly purposeful growing food could be. And now it's become my life and it's changed my whole philosophy on the way I look at the world. That's how profound growing food has been for me. We're going to touch on all of that stuff in a future video, but today I'm going to share with you 11 of my favorite and most effective low-cost hacks that I use in the garden to grow bountiful food. Don't throw away your precious grass clippings. These make one of the easiest and cost-effective and nutrient-dense vegetable garden bed topping, aka mulch. This layer will trap in moisture, and when applied in thin layers, the grass clippings will suppress weeds and slowly release nitrogen as they break down, feeding your soil and your plants. They act as a live compost layer, encouraging microbial activity and improving soil structure over time. Just make sure the grass is untreated, that means no herbicides, and apply it in layers no thicker than 2 inches to avoid matting. It's totally free and turns your garden waste into a powerful tool. Any remaining grass clippings usually go onto my compost heap, and these will add incredible nutrients to my compost. It's just a cycle, and I'm really proud to be creating that cycle from waste to compost to growing more food within it. So I can't get enough grass clippings. Now, talking of my compost heap, this is one of them that I have, and I've been adding to this heap for the last year. It's almost ready to harvest, but there's still some big pieces within it, including my plate scrubbing brush that's totally biodegradable. Because there's still some large pieces in this compost and it's still not quite finished breaking down, I'm actually gonna add another hack in here for you today, guys, and it's something that I'm experimenting with. What I'm planning to do is add a couple inches of fresh, broken down, finished compost on top of my heap right now. And then I'm going to plant some vegetables into it. I'm hoping that during the time and the remaining time that the compost beneath it has to break down, it's just going to give more nutrients to the plants growing above it. And then once I've harvested those vegetables in a few months' time, I'll also be able to harvest the then broken down compost beneath it. All right, so I have a mixture of plants to put into my compost bay bed. Some flowers, some veg, even strawberries that will hang over the side. All right, this one is very unique. This is a patty pan squash. It's treated like a courgette or zucchini, but it looks weird. It looks like a flat, almost like saucer shape. It's very, very beautiful and they taste great. So I think this will thrive with all that amazing compost and all the nutrients it has breaking down beneath it. Next, to drape down the side of the compost bay, some beautiful nasturtium. These will add a lovely dash of color. I've also got a kale plant because why not, some celery and some more flowers. I've got some lovely zinnias and, oh gosh, I can't even understand my own writing. Acuigia, well maybe I just can't read it. It's spelled A-Q-U-R-G-I-A, it's a flower. I sowed the seeds a few months ago, don't know what it looks like. It may be a total pest, but we'll put it in anyway. This is how you can make plant labels rustically charming and totally eco-friendly using twigs or little branches. I use a kitchen potato peeler to peel back the bark, or you can use a sharp knife. Then I simply use a pen to write the name of each plant I have growing. They look beautiful in the ground and will naturally decompose over time, leading to no plastic waste. Twigs and branches make a zero waste climbing frame for plants like peas to climb up as they grow. This is emulating what peas would have done in nature, climbing over shrubs and other branches as support as they grow. Stick dry, branched twigs vertically into the soil around your pea seedlings, letting the side shoots form a natural ladder. The rough texture gives the tendrils something to grip, and the open structure keeps air flowing, reducing the risk of mold or mildew. Unlike metal or plastic, twigs break down over time, enriching the soil instead of building up in landfill. Plus, they're free, compostable, and surprisingly strong when used in clusters. The next hack involves old jam jars. You can build a tiny greenhouse to protect your warmth-loving plants during cold nights in the garden. I use old glass jars and place them directly over the plant. I prop the jar up slightly to allow some ventilation. Hack number 6. Here's a simple and safe way to remove slugs and snails from your garden. All you need is some large leaves. I use rhubarb leaves because these are toxic to eat, and they make the perfect hiding ground for slugs and snails. No. All you need to do is lay them flat on pathways or around your garden beds, leave them overnight, and by the morning you will find the slugs and snails sheltering underneath. Simply lift the leaves, collect the pests, and relocate them to a new home far away from your precious vegetables. This is a tiny whiskey barrel pond. If you've ever wanted to bring a little more nature into your garden but don't have the space for a big pond, a whiskey barrel mini pond is a beautiful and easy way to do it. It adds a peaceful vibe, attracts wildlife, and takes up very little space. Start with a clean, watertight whiskey half barrel. You can usually find them at garden centres or online from my friends at the Whiskey Barrel Brothers. My friend Jack and I dug a hole to sink the barrel into the ground slightly, then we decorate the border with mossy logs and wood chip to create a lovely habitat. Then it's filled up with rainwater, as pond life prefers natural water to tap water. Now for the fun part, planting. Choose a mixture of plants that will oxygenate the water and floaters like water lilies. These will keep the water clean and give it that lush natural look. And that's it, a mini ecosystem in a barrel. You can top it up with rainwater during dry spells and give it a tidy every now and then. This is super low maintenance and a great way to create a stunning feature that will support biodiversity in your garden. Speaking of whiskey barrels, they make fantastic raised beds. If you're short on space or just don't have the time or energy to build a raised bed from scratch, a half whiskey barrel is a brilliant solution for growing tons of food. I've been using them for years, but this season I'm trying to grow something new. I'm planting sweet potatoes in a whiskey barrel. Their depth and the way they retain moisture make them ideal for sweet potato growth. I simply fill the barrels with organic matter and good quality compost, and then I plant my sweet potato slips in. And there we go. As you know from the previous hacks, this needs a nice water, some mulch on top, and a little stick label. I've grown this beautiful array of lettuce in an old gutter. I simply filled it with some compost and then sprinkled a mix of lettuce seeds on the surface and watered every now and then. So the important thing when you're sowing lettuce is not to cover the seeds completely. They need light to germinate. So I'm literally just sprinkling over a tiny bit of compost. Within a few days, tiny sprouts appeared, and in a few weeks, I was picking fresh leaves for salads and dinners. You just have to pick the outer leaves, leaving the rest of the plant to keep growing and pumping out delicious leaves. Lettuce grows quickly and doesn't need much depth, and actually prefers cooler, shaded spring temperatures. You don't need a big garden or raised beds or expensive kit, just a piece of guttering, a bit of compost and some seeds. You can even mount the gutter on your windowsill. Homegrown is so much better. Oh, it stinks! But that's a good thing, I promise. This is nettle tea, and it's gonna help feed my plants to produce the biggest and juiciest vegetables. A few weeks ago, I harvested some nettles from the hedgerow, and I filled up a bucket with the nettles and added a load of rainwater. I set the bucket aside for the nettles to ferment and steep in that liquid. Then all you need to do after a few weeks, when it's really pungent and smelly and disgusting, add a few cups to your watering can along with water to dilute it, then pour it over your plants and they will thank you. Drink it up, garlic. Well, T, we made it to the final hack. This is the 11th one, and the people that stay to the end, I salute you. But what I need to do first to explain this hack a bit better is take my socks off. I know you guys don't want to see this. Maybe we could censor this, Tom, in the edit. Don't want to see my little hobbit feet. But anyway, my feet are now connected to the earth, which is what we need to do way more of, right? Because when we're connected to the earth in this way, when our skin is touching it, it's only good for us. It's so beneficial. You do your own research on that to find out the benefits, but I make sure I do it as often as I can. Now, on that subject of connecting to the beautiful earth, I made a whole video on the quite controversial technique of using electroculture to grow bountiful harvests and to make your veg grow incredibly well, or anything really, houseplants and flowers and things like that too. So we're going to make some electroculture antennas now. It costs pretty much next to nothing. All you need is some copper wire like this. People make jewelry with this. You can just buy it online, or just a hardware store. And then you're going to need some old bits of bamboo. And what we'll do is thread the copper wire up into the bamboo and then wrap it in a clockwise direction around the bamboo, creating a spiral effect all the way up until you've reached the top. So then what I do is just wrap it around something thicker to create a nice little harness. So this gets planted next to your veg or in your vegetable beds or next to your flowers, whatever you like. Just make sure it's in the ground about 4 inches. And you'll notice I have these dotted around the garden, some even with crystals in them to harness any more extra energy that's only going to boost the plant. And what I will say, even if it helps just add 2% better growth or 1%, it didn't take me long and I might as well do it. Plus, even if it didn't work, it's a great conversation starter whilst you're walking around the garden. So that is the final hack, electroculture.
I like it.
Do you want to make one?
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. So this now needs to point north. That can go in next to your, what about your medicinal plant bed?
Yeah. Good idea.
You can even take this one with an almighty crystal going in it.
There's a crystals I could put.
There you go. Yeah. Quartz is a good one to add.
Well done.
Yes, you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Me too. I love making those things, and I love making videos like this because gardening and growing food has become my passion, and we love doing it together. So I think that's the final hack actually. Another one is garden with someone you love. I love you. I love you too, guys. And if you like this video and you want more, then please tell us in the comments. Support the channel by getting my new cookbook. It's full of recipes that encapsulate the homestead. It's called Plant to Plate, and you can order it by clicking the link beneath this video. I'll see you soon with a new video. Thanks so much for watching. See you for now.